Good morning, Uacc family. I was realizing this Monday after Easter that this is the fifth one of these devotionals that I'm recording for you, and that means that this is the beginning of the fifth week that we are all sheltering at home, and I'm sure everybody's very weary, very tired. I believe there's been announcements recently that this is going to go even longer, maybe into mid-May. So we're all praying that things will go back to normal soon, but something I've been thinking about lately as I've talked to people and as I've been thinking myself is this idea of where we get our sense of safety, where we get our sense of peace of mind. As I've been talking with people, I get this statement quite a bit that, I never imagined something like this could happen. I lived in another country and I lived through a wartime, and I've been on bread lines and I've had to wait in line to get food, and we know things like that are happening in Syria right now, in Lebanon and places like that. But we came to the United States and we never imagined, we never thought that this kind of thing could happen here. We thought in our lifetime we'd seen enough, we'd seen it all, and we wouldn't see it again. And we feel safe. We have a sense of security here in the United States that maybe is unlike anywhere else in the world. The fear and the uncertainty that we're feeling, not only in the U.S., but around the globe, is really something that seemed unthinkable. Just a few months ago, we never could have imagined that our whole nation would be sheltering in our homes, hiding from something like this. It just would have never entered our thoughts, the very fabric of our nation, our very economy being shaken to the core like this. We all have certain personal fears and anxiety. We all worry about different things in our lives. But most of us, I think, felt very secure in this nation. We felt protected by the things around us. Our defenses were strong and fortified, and yet here we are. What armies could not penetrate, where enemies could not reach us with their weapons, suddenly a virus has crossed across the seas and has come to us and humbled us and brought us to our knees. I was meditating on this and I was thinking about Psalm 62. I'm going to read just the first two verses. My soul finds rest in God alone. My salvation comes from Him. He alone is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress, and I will never be shaken. I read that passage, and the word that really came out to me is the word alone. Alone. It's one of our beautiful worship songs. It's one of those songs that we sing all the time, and I love the words to this psalm. But as I kept singing it, I kept thinking that my soul finds rest in God alone. The psalmist uses that word twice. Where does my soul find rest? In God alone. Nothing else can be trusted. Who is my rock, my salvation, my fortress? God alone. There are things at work in this world, in fact, in this universe, that are so much greater than nations, kingdoms, weapons of war, financial empires, intellectual prowess, or anything else that we could imagine. In fact, if we stop to think about the magnitude of this universe, we are nothing but a speck, and even the greatest things in this world are just dust compared to that. The psalmist told us centuries ago that God alone can give us rest for our hearts. He is not only enough, He is everything. In other words, we don't need God and anything else. We don't need God plus anything else. We don't add God to other things that we have put into place. We don't say, here's some defense I've put up. God, help me. You be the one that holds it up. We don't need anything else plus God. We trust in Him alone, our rock and our salvation. Now, what a promise it is when at the end He says, I will not be shaken. So many things in life shake us, as have these recent events. We are so shaken right now. Kingdoms rise and fall, and even the greatest can be shaken under the right circumstances. Hebrews tells us that God has given us citizenship in, and I love this phrase, an unshakable kingdom that will never end. An unshakable kingdom. We can stand on that rock. We can take comfort on that rock with confidence. You know what, I just want to close my devotion today by reading that same passage I read, but changing the words to the plural, just so we can claim it for ourselves. Our souls find rest in God alone. Our salvation comes from Him. He alone is our rock. And I'll repeat it, He alone is our salvation. He alone is our fortress. We will not be shaken. God bless you all. I pray that you find your rest in God alone.